Okay, you know what? I don't even know how long it's been. I think it's been. I'm so embarrassed to say when was the last time that I had an agent's pulse recording or just an agent pulse meeting. I put some post out there. So if you guys want to go out there and check it out, right? It's the in the Facebook group name again is the Agents Pulse, and I just created this. My name's Carmen. Obviously, I just got on here and I just wanted to create it. I created it actually with another agent of mine named Dominic, and we just wanted to give agents an opportunity to not only flex right with their accomplishments,
Mhm.
but to also sorry, it's a glare in here, guys, but also to turn that light out. I wanted to give agents an opportunity to not only shine but to also get some tips in the field, right? Just
True.
like I got this beautiful young lady on here. I am so lucky again and so blessed that my agency is growing with exactly what it is that I prayed for, which is young professionals, millennials. Exactly, right? Between that soft spot, what is it, 28 to 38 to
Uh,
40?
like 40.
Uh-huh. That's it. That's it. That's what I'm looking for in my agency. So today, you guys are looking at the title, right? What are life insurance agents really looking for in an IMO, right? So I thought, what better way to get some real information about this stuff from what? A life insurance agent who did what? Another what a lot of agents are doing, especially in this year 2025, they're leaving their current IMOs and they're taking a look, right? They're taking a look at their structure, they're taking a look at their contract, they're taking a look at uh their upline, they're taking a look at personalities, they're taking a look at a whole lot of things that have an impact and a bottom line to how they want their particular agency to be ran this year. And so I thought, what better way to interview one of my brand new fantastic agents? I got on here, Ebony Johnson.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss Ebb, for coming on here and representing for us. First of all, can you tell me how long have you been in the insurance industry? How long have you pretty much had your license?
Well, thank you, Carmen, for having me today. But I've
Absolutely.
been I've been licensed now. It's my fifth year, actually, September of 2020. So I started right before the pandemic got serious.
Okay. And I never asked you this before. Why did you get into this crazy, hard, difficult, rewarding career?
Okay. So I would say back in like 2016, when I first moved to Kansas City, I was in sales. So I was the person pretty much qualifying the person to the licensed agent. So I was like,
Mhm.
if I'm getting paid pretty decent for this, I know they're getting paid as a licensed agent. So to me, it's like it's not about the money always. It's about solving a problem. I'm very
I
good.
like
Like one of my love languages is acts of service. So to me, if I can solve a problem, I can get paid for them, and I can help my community too as well.
Interesting, interesting. Okay, so you threw the love language in there. I
Yes,
like that because you know what? That's usually how a person tends to give,
true.
right? Is based upon the way they love. I like that. Let me ask you
Thank you.
another question. Um, when you left your past company, what were you searching for in your next opportunity?
A few things. More so, I would say I like the products we had, which we have a lot of the same similar products now. But I
Hmm.
say the flexibility, just being able to cater not to just like middle class or like somebody who's in like poverty, but I want to be able to tap into like the wealthy clients too, or just have the versatility, not just the life insurance, the annuities, but a lot of times I get people asking me like, "Hey, who do I contact about a will or a trust?" Now that with this company we're with, we actually have those services. We can recommend that too, amongst a lot of different other products we do have available too that I previously didn't have before. So I like being able to have like a multitude. That way I could be like a one stop shop, or I could recommend and be that go to person for my community too.
I like that. I like that. Which kind of that was my ink pen. Which kind of
Mhm.
alludes to my next question, which is, um, how did what you were searching for, right? So what you
Mhm.
just admitted to, or just commented on, how did that align with my agency? right? Because I know you haven't been over here with me that long.
Well, okay, we met at a networking event. So honestly, just to
Yeah.
be fully transparent, I was looking for someone like me who could mentor myself too. So, being you're a woman in that experience too, just speaking of Black women too, just to be personal,
Mhm.
being able to mentor me, being able to walk in those shoes before, and I know I'm following in greatness footsteps, that was a plus for me as well. So I've always been looking for that, just to have that available now. I'm excited about it, and I'm gonna take it to my advantage too.
Oh, that's so sweet. I,
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate that. And trust me, I look forward to living up to your expectations. Um, Let me see. So uh this is a personal one right here.
Okay.
How have you liked working with me so far, and what have you learned in such a short time?
The different resources, like honestly,
Hmm.
being able to leverage, it's not just life insurance, but be able to connect it with other like individuals in the service industry, such as like CPAs,
Hmm.
realtors, just
Yeah.
using different tactics. You've taught me different tactics in a short period of time that I'm applying with business owners too, that I wasn't previously doing before, but it's fine
Hmm.
tuning that type of stuff. You're actually making those connections to get in front of more people. Like you already know that about the event I have coming up. I don't want to speak on it too prematurely because I'll share it when I'm supposed to, but just
Right.
being able to have that in my corner now, I'm excited for that because there's different things I wasn't doing before that I'm implementing now that I've seen an
Mhm.
impact in like 2 weeks that I wasn't seeing before.
I appreciate that, and I'm a piggyback off what you said because our trainings,
Hmm.
you commented because we just had our training last Tuesday. So on Tuesdays we have a corporate training, right, from like
Hmm.
6:30 p.m. until 7, and then we always have a guest on there. So that last guest that we had on there was from I don't want to say the name of the company, right, but it was from a company that basically specialized in reducing the tax liability for higher net worth individuals
Right.
and for business owners. And that again alludes to exactly what it is that you were searching for, because you, right, being in the industry for 5 years, you wanted to get into a more, a more higher net worth clientele. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. I mean, I'm in a mastermind right now, right? And these people are talking about, um, like not hitting their goal, right? And
Hmm.
I get on the call, I'm thinking they're talking about, like a 500,000 or 200,000. This guy's talking about $14 million in annual premium. And he's like, oh, oh, I'm sorry, that
Nice
I
thing.
didn't, hit it, blah, blah, blah. And so, I'm like, well, dog, well, if that's what he crying about, like, what did he do last year? And so we got off the call and I asked the guy who had invited me to the call, and he was like,
Hmm.
"Oh, Charlie, he did like about 5 million last year."
He doubled it plus.
Man, I was like, so that, right? So I've got to be thinking like that as an
Hmm.
example for me to be able, excuse me, to attract in the type of agents that I'm looking for, like you, right? And
Thank you.
that's what that exactly, that's what the universe is giving me, right?
True.
So that's exactly what I was talking about when we started, the conversation. I am going to grow an organization this year, filled with agents that are creative, intense, loyal, giving, trustworthy, empathetic, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But those seven just come off at me because I'm reading books, and you have to be able to figure out who you are and
Hmm.
what type of person you are so that you can create the type of vision that you want for your company.
I agree. You have to lead by example. If you're not leading
And
by example, it's
right,
kind of
and I've
hard to follow.
exactly. And see, I've always been successful, right, in helping agents make money. I mean, obviously, you see that,
Hmm.
uh, and you got the track record. And I'm talking in third person, right? People have the track record in order to show that. But the what the crack is being able to bring the people over and then have the people stick, and that's what I hadn't been able to do. And my focus this year has been off of me because I mean I had already done the self-awareness, right, and the self-examination. So after I figured that out, I just was like, you know what? You just been, recruiting some lazy people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
You have
Didn't
to
have
have
nothing,
the grit to it. It's not for
right?
everybody.
Didn't have nothing to do with me, right? But and then I didn't have the right vision, and then like the right focus on exactly what it is that I wanted. So yeah, this is going to be a exciting year. It's going to be super duper exciting. Let me see if I
It
had another
is.
question here. Working with you. Do. Speaking of
You can tell them
excitement.
we're not just in Missouri.
Oh heck yeah.
You
We're not
explain.
done with this call. I just wanted to ask you one more last question. Speaking of excitement, what excites you the most about your new future? About your new future over here? It benefits to go. What excites you the most? What you looking forward to the most? Because you're always saying that you're excited. Did you freeze?
I would say definitely what excites me the most is a few things. So for one, like I like to travel. So not just being in St. Louis, Missouri, but being in other states too. So you're
Mm-hmm.
not just limited to inspiration. Like my target market for the most part, it's like I'm 37, so between like 35 and 50 is kind of like my
Mm-hmm.
target market. Of course, I help everybody, but just being able to speak to that narrative, because just having a child myself, speaking
Mm-hmm.
to other parents, speaking to other people that are planning for like their retirement, planning for their children's future or college or their goals, like for small business owners, being able
Mm-hmm.
to like really be that voice and being able to appeal to different people. It
Mm-hmm.
kind of goes back to what I said earlier with the love language, just being able to, be out there, show them what I'm doing. I'm a
Yeah.
product of the product. I'm actually caring about you. I'm not just trying to get your money, but I'm actually trying to educate you too. So that way I can share my resources with other people and hopefully you share that too. And I can get other
Exactly.
agents that's trying to duplicate what I'm doing too.
Yeah. And that's what it's all
So I
about.
think that
It's
would be my
about,
answer.
it's about duplication. That's what
Mm-hmm.
it's all about. Well, I really didn't have any more questions. I just thank you for hopping on here. I told you that we were just going to be on here for a few minutes. Did you have
Big
anything
deal.
to
Thank you for having me.
is there anything that you want to let new agents know uh about this IMO over here and about what they can
I would
do over
say
here versus
do your
versus
research.
any place else? Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Do
Definitely do
you
your research. I will also say you don't want to be with any IMO or just a particular company that's going to keep you captive. You want to have, if you have your health insurance license and your life insurance license, you can use both over here. So with you could get contracted with health insurance companies, of course, with Medicare companies. So you could do both. When sometimes you might have an off season. It may be slower in so much for life insurance, but compensate your books with your other book of business too that you can utilize for like AEP, OEP. But just having those resources, like I mentioned, with the trust, the wills, having all that in your hand is going to make you more successful because it shows you that you care about your client too. It's not just like, okay, I'm just going to get this particular policy. You're servicing your client year round too.
Mm-hmm. And the good thing, though, also that we got to let people know is not only do we have these other umbrella of services, but agents that are not licensed can also get paid off of these services, right? So you can actually
True.
make so you can actually get paid from your clients getting wills and trust through our IMO through our structure. So that's
Yep.
great too. That's a great thing. And this other company, right, that we had on there for the tax liability.
True.
You can do business with them and refer them clients, and they'll pay you. They'll pay you very nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Trying to think of something else that I wanted to say.
Contracting level. You could say the contract level, which you begin at. We want to say numbers, but you won't
Yeah,
start at anything below 30. I can tell you that. That's just
no,
not one. I'm just keeping it fun for you guys.
yeah,
But it's sort of
yeah,
it's sort of
yeah,
nice.
yeah. No, 30. Yeah, yeah, right. It's more like double over
Yeah.
here, right? Like like double and some change. 30
Plus.
is like an insult. I don't even see how people even pay their bills, right? And then they're forced to in order to get more income, they're forced to recruit.
Yeah.
We don't even have that over here. You
I
can
would
still,
add this too, though,
yeah.
Carmen. Like the agents that may be like, on the fence of they want the base plus the commission, and they're
Hmm.
not like surely like focused on like the commission part. You have to
Yeah.
let go of that fear, because if you let that fear hold you, you're not gonna grow like that, because you're gonna percentage of what you're worth versus what you're fully worth.
Wow. Say that again, because I didn't
Okay.
even catch that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
So
like you have an agent that may be captive, or you may have an agent that's basically you're getting a base pay plus commission because you're scared to actually work for a full commission. I say
uh,
you have to let that fear go, because if you let that fear hinder you, you won't grow, because you're just basically living like, well, I get this plus this, but that's a fear mindset. If you don't get beyond that, you won't know your full potential, because you're getting paid at a limit because it's guaranteed versus what you fully can. Of course, chargebacks come with the territory. That's business. Set that money aside. But
yeah.
you can eat that and you'll be okay in the next month or the next week. So look at it like that.
Mhm. Absolutely. Yeah, that is so true, because if I did that, I wouldn't be making up to $10,000 per policy.
Exactly. That's just off
Mhm.
one.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. At the comp level that I built myself up to, that's what a carrier, for instance, at my level F and G, that's what the highest at what they advance,
Mm-hmm.
10,000. Can you
Yeah, that's
imagine?
that's a good day.
Yeah, it is. That's why we're replacing six-figure incomes over here.
Mm-hmm. In a few months, to add that, you did it in 4 months. So make sure you tell them that.
I did it in actually 5.
But still, that's still credit. People don't do that in a year.
I know. Thank you so much, sweetie. I know it is. I'm very grateful. That's how come I'm looking forward, right? I'm looking forward to growing my agency with the right people, with the right team development, with the right focus, right? So we're gonna get it done. I'm so glad that you had faith in me. I'm so glad that you joined me.
I'm glad you were bold to say something. I was like, I heard her, but I like what she said. She was bold. So I'm going to listen to what she said.
Of course, I was going to say something to you,
Mhm.
because I like what you said. So we're just going to ping pong back and forth. I told you we're going to just keep doing that. But
Exactly.
that's what excuse me. But that's what happens when you respect somebody,
Mhm.
right? So right, that's out of respect, and we're so lucky, because the average person has to go through a lot, right? The average person has to go through certain things, a certain length of time, in order to build a certain level of respect up, right? So
True.
let's not me and you. It's my job as a leader to always emulate that, right? So let's not let me and you go through what other uplines and what other organizations go through, right?
Mhm.
Let me and you always stay in alignment, and that'll take you, again, with this book that I'm reading, that'll take me being able to absorb the negativity, and you having the courage to let me know when I fall out of alignment.
Mhm. Accountability. That's all it is.
You get that? Yeah.
Mhm.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay, sweetie. Well, I mean, we can talk a little bit after the call. I don't really have nothing else until about 3 o'clock. But thank you
Okay.
so much for hopping on here.
You're
Uh,
welcome. Thank you.
I can't wait to post this. This is a good one.
It is. I agree. I've been looking forward to it.
Absolutely. Have a
Okay.
good day.
You too.
Okay, bye bye.
Bye.